And not everybody will get a job anyway.
I want to come to your other positions where you led shortly, but I first want to pick your mind on this. Should people who go to parliament desire to become ministers? Because once you become a minister, you serve at the pleasure of the president.
True.
But as a member of parliament, you work to hold the presidency accountable.
You see, there are two things. If you become a minister, you do not cease to be a member of parliament. So you have that job.
Which can still be a contradiction in terms.
Well,
because you have to do the will of the president as a minister.
Because you have lived in Britain for a long time, where all the ministers are members of parliament. That is the parliamentary system. If you were in the States, we would have what we had during Le Mans time, where all the ministers were from outside parliament.
I think that's what we should be doing in Ghana now.
Maybe not. You know, during Le Mans time, people in the PNP, some of the hardcore politicians, were very, very, very angry because they saw unelected officials being appointed to positions of authority whilst they languished in parliament, haven't actually brought the party to power.
I beg to differ with the word languished, because being a member of parliament
I'm talking about,
is one of the highest points of service.
I know, but I'm talking about their thinking at that time, that they were in parliament and these guys were the ones exercising the real power, as it were. And then bringing bills for them to approve also. And that is why I believe that Professor Bennett's
proposal
budget was rejected. And then PNP got into all sorts of troubles. As a result of that experience, we now have a hybrid, you know, where some people are appointed from parliament and some from outside. But the constitution of the country says the majority has to be appointed from parliament.
For the constitution, which really should be written in pencil, so from time to time, we can erase some things and then rewrite it.
Well, so I do not know, you know, I do not have an answer to this. But I think it is very, very difficult for you to be a member of parliament and then critique, if you're a member of the ruling party, critique, say, a decision of a cabinet of which you are also a member. That presents some difficulties, but perhaps it shouldn't.
You served as member of parliament for Swami.
No, for Subin.
For Subin, I beg your pardon.
That's the central
Subin, yes, of course. So imagine, you could have been Minister for Finance. Imagine you were made Minister of Finance. You're an economist. You've run industry. And you have good diplomatic skills. And you have good people touch skills. And you're now the Minister for Finance. You're still the Member of Parliament. Which one are you more keen on serving, your president or your constituency?
Well, you said it was a hypothetical question. I think it's a moot point. It never happened, you know. So I mean,
that sounds like one of your children speaking. Three lawyers in the family, huh?
It never happened. So I don't even think.
But for some, it is happening.
Well, I think you should ask them. You should ask them, Kwesi. For some,
displease the president, you lose your ministerial position.
Yeah, but you'll still be in parliament.
Displease the people, you'll be out of parliament.
That is not untrue.
So if you have to displease one, who do you displease?
Well, I think your first duty as a politician is always to the people. You know, I think so. You know, some people might say that it's always to the president because he is the appointing
authority, yeah.
You know, but he didn't put you in parliament. That's the first thing. It's your own people, you know. I would always please the people, you know, first. Always.
In a chat with one of my friends in one of our intellectual conversations, he asks me, who do you hold in higher esteem? The minister or the parliamentarian? And I said, well, I don't have to think hard about this, but it's, for me, the parliamentarian. And he says, why? I said, because the president can appoint anybody, even if he's just a dancer, to a ministerial position.
That is true.
But you need to prove to a number of people that you are worthy of leadership to be made a member of parliament. So maybe we must educate our people some more to understand what exactly it is a parliamentarian does. Because too many of the commoners really think parliamentarians make roads.
Well, it depends on what you say on your platform. when you are campaigning for the office, if you tell them you can build a road, knowing fully well that you have no capacity to build a road, then you have a lot of problems. You know, I don't think I made that.
No, you never made that. If not, I would put it to you, right now.
No, I never made that. Maybe that's why I lost my seat in the end.
You needed to tell them you built some roads
I mean,
and built some hospitals. You know you don't do
no,
that.
You don't.
You make laws.
That's precisely what you do, you know, and hope that, or at least believe that those laws will be useful for your constituents as well. You know.
Now let's talk about your transition from the Ghana Cocoa Board to other enterprises right after this.